Mamavyansa, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, page 7. Mamavyansa jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatanaha, manaha sastani indriyani, prakriti stani karsati, mama, my, eva, certainly, ansaha, fragmental particles, jiva loke, world of conditional life, jiva bhutaha, the conditioned living entity, sanatanaha, eternal, manaha, mind, sastani, six, indriyani, sense, prakriti, material nature, sthani, situated, karsati, struggling heart. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The living entity in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with six senses, which include the mind. Please respond. The living entity in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with six senses, which include the mind. Purport. In this word, the identity of living being is clearly given. Living entity is the fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord eternally. It is not that he assumed individuality in his conditional life and in his liberated state become one with Supreme Lord. He is eternally fragmented. It is clearly said, Sanatanaha. According to the Vedic version, the Supreme Lord manifests and expands himself in innumerable expansion, of which the primary expansion are called Vishnu Tattva, and the secondary expansion are called the living entity. In other words, the Vishnu Tattva is personal expansion and the living entity is separated expansion. By his personal expansion, he is manifested in various forms like Lord Ram, Nrsimhadev, Vishnu Murti, and all the predominating deities in the Vaikuntha planet. The separated expansion, the living entity are eternally servitors. The personal expansion of Supreme Personality of Godhead, the individual identity of the Godhead are always present. Similarly, the separated expansion of the living entity have their identity. As the fragmental parts and parcel of the Lord, the living entity have also fragmental qualities, of which independence is one. Every living entity has an individual soul, its personal individuality, and a minute form of independence. By misuse of that independence, one becomes a conditioned soul, and by proper use of independence is always liberated. In either case, is qualitatively eternal as the Supreme Lord is. In the liberated state, is freed from the material condition and is under the engagement of the transcendental service unto the Lord. In his conditioned life, is dominated by material modes of nature, and he forgets the transcendental loving service of the Lord. As a result, he has to struggle very hard to maintain his existence in the material world. The living entity is not only the human being and the cats and dog, even the greater controller of the material world, Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Vishnu are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. They are all eternal, not temporary manifestation. The word karsati, struggling or grappling hard, is very significant. The conditioned soul is bound up as though shackled by iron chain. He is bound up by false ego. The mind is the chief agent which is driving him in his material existence. When the mind is in the mode of goodness, his activities are good. When the mind is in mode of passion, his activities are troublesome. And when the mind is in mode of ignorance, it travels in the lower species of life. It is clear, however, in this birth that the conditioned soul is covered by material body with the mind and the senses. When he is liberated, this material covering perishes. But his spiritual body manifests in his individual capacity. The following information is there in Madhyandi Nayana Shruti. Saiva sa Brahma Nistaidam Sariram Matyam Atisrijya Brahma Visampadya Brahmana Pasyati Brahmana Snati Brahmana Naivadam Sarvam Anubhavati. It is stated here that when a living entity gives up his material embodiment, enter into the spiritual world, he revives his spiritual body. In his spiritual body, he can see the Supreme Personality of God face to face. He can hear and speak to him face to face. He can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Supreme Personality as he is. In the Smriti also, it is understood that in the spiritual planets, Everyone lives in the body is featured like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As far as bodily construction is concerned, there is no difference between a part and parcel living entity and the expansion of Vishnumurti. In other words, at the liberation, living entity gets a spiritual body by the grace of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word Mamavyansa, fragmental parts and parcel of Supreme Lord, is also significant, is also very significant. The fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord is not like some material broken part. We have already understood in the second chapter, the spirit cannot be cut into pieces. This fragment is not materially conceived. It is not like matter which can be cut into pieces and joined together. Again, that conception is not applicable here because the Sanskrit word Sanatana, eternal, is used. The fragmental person is eternal. It is also stated in the beginning of the second chapter, Dehinam Pinjata. In each and every individual body, the fragmental person of Supreme Lord is present. The fragmental person, when liberated from the bodily entanglement, revives his original spiritual body in the spiritual sky, in a spiritual planet, enjoy the association with Supreme Lord. It is, however, understood here that living entity being a fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord is qualitatively one, just as a part and parcel of gold are also gold. Thank you very much once again. It's a very important point to know our constitutional position. So whole Bhagavad Gita starts on this evolve on this point of misidentity of Arjuna's identity crisis. So Prabhupada is writing in the preface that whole Bhagavad Gita evolved on the point that Arjuna misunderstood this point, the conception of bodily conception. So Arjuna refused. Initially, we see that in chapter 1, Arjuna refused to fight with his relatives. And he told, it is not palatable for me, because I do not want to see killing my relatives, my families, my teachers. So then whole Bhagavad Gita evolved on this point of the misconception, to drive away the misconception, to dismantle the rudimentary misconception of Arjuna. Because Arjuna now attached, he has got an identity crisis. He misidentify himself as a body. So then whole Bhagavad Gita evolved. As a result, he is trying to satisfy his senses. He is thinking that what is the use of killing? It is not so, palatable. It is not satisfying my sense. Try to understand Bhagavad Gita. This point is the central point of Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada writing in preface that the problem of Arjuna, he wanted to satisfy his senses. But whole things of Bhagavad Gita, the teaching of Bhagavad Gita is how to satisfy the senses of Krishna. Why he is trying to satisfy? Why he is missing this point? Because he is missing this fundamental conception that I am this, I am not this body. He is thinking I belong to particular family and these are my family relatives. And whole our illusion, our material existence based on this. So here Krishna is clearly speaking that Mamavyansa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhutta Sanatana. The identity of this living being is here very clearly explained, that the Jiva Bhutta is eternal. We are part and parcel. We are not this material part, and just like glass is broken and you again fix it. No, the part and parcel also eternal. Everybody is now, India is there's a very, taboo word, Sanatan. But actual, what is Sanatan Dharma? Sanatan Dharma means we are part and parcel. We are also spirit soul. We are fragmental, part and parcel. So we are spirit soul, and Lord is also spirit soul. And his dham is also eternal. We are eternal, Lord is eternal, his dham is eternal. The process of eternal living entities going back to eternal dham and associating with the eternal Lord is called Sanatana Dharma. That is also called Krishna consciousness. So here we should understand our identity. Everybody thinking I am this body, that is the thing, that is the first thing. First misconception, rudimentary. So Bhagavad Gita clears this one, that Dehinam Shinjatha Dehi Komurman Jauvanam Cha Tatha Dehantara Prapti. Just like we are changing the body, You have got the old album, you have got small, so many picture old album. We change our body. At the time of death, that is the final change. This is the final change. Which is one transmigrating from one body to another body. But the soul is the same. So we should understand that this is a very beautiful understanding, that how the spiritual, the identity of the spiritual soul has been explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jivera Swarupa Krishnera Nistya dāsa. Unless we understand we are the spirit soul, we are fragmental part, just like a finger is a part and parcel of the body. Finger's duty is to serve the body. If it's not serving the body, it is disease condition. Supposing you amputate your finger, it is useless. It is no value. As long as we are serving, we have got the value. So Krishna is telling that they are my part and parcel, but they do not know this. Therefore, they are covered now. When we are covered, we are under the influence of this material energy, influence of the material existence. We are under the temporary atmosphere, and we are struggling hard. Karsati means struggle for existence. Karsati also meaning that transmigration from one body to another body. That is Karsati. What is the struggle? We are transmigrating one body to another body. Why? Because we do not know this identity. The first thing we should clear, Krishna clear the misconception of the Arjuna, fundamental misconception, I am this body. And he has given so many verses quoted to explain that, the nature of the soul. Na jayate na muryate va kadachin na bhutta bhavitta na bhuya ajanitya sasata yam prana na hanyate hanyamane sharira. So he told that body is prone to destroy, but the spirit soul has remained same. When I was child, I have consciousness. When I am any different changes of the body, I am the same person. And the body only changes. And the problem is here, if we do not identify, then we will not. Here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jivera Swarupa Krishnera Nitya dāsa. A spirit soul, a fragmental part is meant to serve the whole. So we are meant to serve the Krishna. When you are not serving Krishna under the influence of the material energy, when you are forgetfulness of the Krishna, that time we have to struggle. Prakriti sthani karsati. Mana sashta indriyani prakriti sthani. That time we struggle. So therefore, first of all, we should know our constitutional position. After knowing constitutional position also, we have to engage our duty, occupational duty. The Jivera Swarupa, the occupational duty is very important, that to serve the Lord. So actually, this is not our real home. This is it is stated here that this is not our real home. 424. 58, I think, or 48. So Krishna said that everybody thinking this is my real home. Actually, this is not my real home. Which was this one? 48. Sorry, one second. So here it is Krishna telling that 54, sorry. My dear gentle friend, both you and I are exactly like two swans. We live together in the same heart, which is just like a Manasa lake. Although we have been living together for many thousands of years, we are still far away from our original home. So everybody is under the influence of the misconception of the body. Everybody will thinking that, oh, this is my, we are attached with family. This is my home, this is my country, this is my society, this is my family. In this way, we are bewildered. We are bewildered. Although we are spirit soul, we are part and parcel of the Lord. And we inherit this little bit of independence. And when you misuse the independence, we are under the clutches of Maya. And we are thinking that we are this body. Everything bodily paraphernalia is mine. So it is stated here, cause of our conditioning is due to this misuse of our independence. So how we come into this position, material existence? It is stated in this beautiful verse that the living entity by nature has minute independence to choose his own good or bad fortune. But when he forgets the supreme master, the personality of Godhead, he gives himself onto the modes of material nature. So that is our thing. Then, being influenced by modes of material nature, he identifies himself with the body. For the interest of the body, become attached to various activities. Sometimes he is under the influence of goodness, ignorance, passion, and sometimes mode of goodness. Living entity thus get different type of body under the modes of material nature. So that is the root cause of our conditioning. That when you misuse the independence, we are thinking we forget Krishna. When you forget Krishna, then we are under the clauses of the thing. Just like a person forget, he do not remember he is my father, he is my, so he forgot. Then we are thinking this is our original home and we are attached. Griya Khetra Sutapta Vite Janasya Mohayam Aham Mameti. I am thinking this is my, Arjuna is thinking, oh, he is my relative, he is my teacher, he is my great grandfather. We are thinking like this is our home, sweet home. And this is the thing, all these things is going on, and all the paraphernalia belongs to me. So in this way, we are struggling hard. In this way, we are entangled with this complexity, in this attachment, and we are getting one after one body. We are thinking that, oh, my relatives, my friends, my society will help us. We do not know this inevitable death, that material existence is a temporary atmosphere. Whole Bhagavad Gita introduction Prabhupada is giving that we are living in a temporary atmosphere. So our existence is every moment threatened by our temporary. We are existing in a non-existential atmosphere, temporary atmosphere. Our existence is threatened every moment. But we should not be threatened because I am eternal. Somehow we are covered. We are under the influence of material existence. Therefore, we become encaged. We get this body, and which is prone to die. We are suffering. We turn away from the Lord. Just like your part and parcel, when it is amputed, it has no value. When you turn away from the Lord, then all the problem come. It is stated also that when you turn away from the Lord, then the problem started. He says that Janasya Krishna Vimukhasya. Vimukha means turn away. Vimukasya Daivat Adharma Silasya Sudukhitasya. So many problems comes. He says that, oh my Lord, get philanthropic, so travel on the path on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to show compassion to fallen soul who are averse to the sense of subordination to the Lord. So when you turn away from the Lord, then we are in material existence. Just like a citizen, when he transgresses the law of the land, he is now under the law of this criminal law, and he was sent to jail. So this is also say that our problem is that when we are torn away from the Lord, Hitvatma, Maya Rachita, Grihapatya Sristriya, Tama Vishanti Anishanta, Vasudeva Paranmukha. When we are Vasudeva Paranmukha, when you turn away from the Lord, who have turned away from the Lord, being under the spell of Lord illusory energy, are eventually forced to give up their so-called homes, children, friends, wives, love, which are well created by illusory potency of Supreme Lord. Enter again their will into the darkest region of universe. So this is called Karsati. Krishna says Prakriti Sthani Karsati. Everybody is here struggling hard because we are existing in a non-existential atmosphere. Our so-called activities to become a so-called endeavor to become happy, to become immortal in this material world is impossible. It's baffled. Everybody wants to be happy. Yes, nobody wants to die. Nobody comes to temple say that, please, I want to die. Unless he has a suicidal propensity. So nobody comes here to, I want disease. Tomorrow you give me some cancer or something. Nobody comes. So everybody wants to be happy eternal, but nobody become happy. Because the material atmosphere, we are in the inconvenience of material atmosphere, temporary atmosphere. Howsoever sophisticated environment, you can gorgeous arrangement you create, you cannot surpass the death. You become a great millionaire, you become Elon Musk, you become great politician like Donald Trump or Ambani, you cannot. There's a beautiful verses in this regard. So Prahlad Maharaj is speaking that my father is also better than them. He is the champion. The champion politician, he's a champion rich person, but within no minute you have killed him. Prahlad Maharaj says that, my dear Lord, people in general want to be elevated to a higher planetary system for a long duration of life, opulence, enjoyment. But I have seen all of these through the activities of my father. When my father was angry, he laughed sarcastically at the demigod. They were immediately vanquished simply by seeing the movement of his eyebrow. Yet my father, who was so powerful, has now been vanquished by you within a moment. So Prabhupada is writing purport very nice. Within the material world, one should understand by practical experience the value of material opulence, longevity, and influence. We have actual experience that even on the planet, in this planet, there have been many great politicians, military commander like Napoleon, Hitler, Subhash Chandra Bose, Gandhi. As soon as their lives were finished, their popularity, influence, everything were finished also. So everybody trying to be happy, they want to be immortal, but the material existence cannot. Despite our tenacious determinations to stay in this material world, to become happy, to become influential, to become immortal, the nature of material existence will not allow us. It will not allow us to become immortal. It will reject us ruthlessly. That is the nature of material existence. Nobody can be deathless. This is stated that in this verses is stated that even you go to any other planet, any other process, we cannot stop death. No one in this material world has become free from the four principal birth, death, disease, old age, disease. Even by fleeing to various planets. But now you have appeared, my Lord. Death is fleeing in fear of you. Living entity having obtained the shelter at your lotus feet by your mercy and sleeping in full mental peace. Unless one surrender to the Lord, one cannot get out this karsati, prakriti stani karsati. The process of transmigrating from one body to another body, to changing our body, death after death, life after life. So we cannot stop this process. This process cannot be stopped unless we take shelter of the Lord. So Krishna is explaining, you are my part and parcel, you are eternal, you are not subject to die, but somehow you have turned away. Bhogavansha kare. What is that? Krishna bhuliya jiva bhogavansha kare, nikatastha maya kare jhapatiya. As soon as you turn away from the Lord, you are under the claws of death. This world is called Matyaloka, world of death. Spiritual world, there is no death. One verse before, Krishna is speaking about, giving some hints about the spiritual world, how it is eternal. Krishna say that in 15:6, just one verse before, he is speaking that this my abode, spiritual world, is different. Na tad bhasayate surya nasa sankana pavava yad gatva na nirvattate tad dhamam paramam bhava. He was giving some hints about his abode, spiritual world. Abode of mine is not illumined by sun or moon, not by electricity. One who reaches is never returned to this material world. This material world called Dukhalayam Asaswata. Everybody from Brahma to ants, Abrahma Bhuvanal Loko, Puna Avartina Arjuna. What to speak about this great influential person, Elon Musk, or this thing, even past Napoleon, Gandhi, Bonaparte, so many other Hitler. Even Abrahma Bhuvanal Loko, from Brahma to ants, even microsome, which lives for such span of few millisecond, microsecond, they also has to undergo this obnoxious repeated birth and death. That is called prakriti stani karsati. Krishna is giving a hint that as long as we are in this inconvenience, we are accepting this inconvenience of this body, material body, we have to undergo this repeated birth and death. We have to undergo struggle for existence. Everybody is struggling for existence. There's a one CEO of, I think, Oracle, Jeff Bezos. He told that what is real, this underground factor everybody is working. Everybody is endeavoring for existing, struggle for existence, survival for the fittest. Everybody wants to exist. From Donald Trump, from the Elon Musk to small ants, all his activity, first thing is to exist. They're struggling. I want to exist. They're trying so many ways to counteract that. No, I want to exist. All this counteraction is actually a failure, because you cannot stop the death, you cannot stop the disease, you cannot stop old age, particularly death, you cannot stop. So that is our karsati. Everybody struggling for existence. So therefore it is stated here that you try different method to counteract this death. You try different living entity are trying to counteract different miserable conditions pertaining to providence. Other living entity or body or mind, still they must remain conditioned by laws of nature, despite all attempt to counter these laws. So you are trying so many ways to counteract this problem, Prakriti Sthani, struggle for existence. But you cannot. You cannot counteract by any other means unless we surrender. Therefore, Krishna is telling the two way. Either you want to get out, you are trying yourself so many ways, you cannot. No other way. You can try for so many ways. You can, just like Elon Musk, he want something, you want to go to the other planet. Ravan also, he want to become immortal. Hiranyakashipu, he got all champion, everything full of material things, and he got the longevity, he got the blessing that I won't be die so many ways. He is covering everything. I won't die in the day, night, almost immortal. Still, Krishna comes and kills. Because material existence means world of death. You have to throw. You have to give up this. Dasa say durvamite. Anybody who is born, he has to die. You cannot surpass the death by your political maneuvering, by your economic development, by your advancement of technology. You cannot surpass the death. The body means, this body means actually birth, death, birth, old age, disease. Why means Yamraj. Yamraj means death, finally death. So everybody is struggling for the existence. Therefore, it is said that pa varga, pa fa bha. It is stated in this very nice. Pa varga means, this is pa fa bha bha ma. Pa varga. This is a vernacular in Sanskrit. So this is called pa varga. 5 vargas in Sanskrit grammar. It is there. So the different varga is there. Pa fa bha means, pa means fear, parishrama. Parishrama means hard labor. Everybody is hard labor for struggle for existence. Without working, they cannot even survive. Fa means phenila. Phenila means phena. Phena means foam. So much they are working hard. So much, exceedingly busy, enormously stressful life, so that they get the phena, foam. Pa fa bha means bhaya. Sorry. Pa fa bha means vyartha. Means vyarthata means frustration. After working so much, frustration, you won't get the real thing. The verse is there in this regard. I think 5, 14, 20. So they worked very hard actually. He says that in this verse that my dear kings, 5:24. 5. What is that verse? 5:24:20. 5:24:20. You have to work hard. He says that this yes, karmis entangled in material activity face many difficulty in practice. Many practice in mystic yoga or other endeavor to achieve the same freedom. So everybody trying to get out from the struggle for existence. Karmi, they are working very hard. Many difficulties, complexities. So many they are embraced. There are so many verses in this regard also. That how the karmis are entangled. It is stated in this verse that, oh my Lord, people of the world are embraced by material anxiety, are always afraid. They are always trying to protect their wealth, body, friend. They are filled with lamentation, unlawful desires concerning their paraphernalia, and they avariciously base their undertaking on perishable consumption of my and mine. As long as they do not take shelter of a lotus tree, they are full of such anxiety. This is called Prakriti Sthani custody. They are trying to avoid it, counteract it, but they cannot unless they have to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. There are so many verses in this regard where this whole material world is very, very, full of anxiety. It is stated in this verse also There's so many verses in this regard, how this real nature of the material world. So in these verses it is said that for person who is suffering the fire of countless misery, who desire to cross the insurmountable ocean of material existence, there is no suitable boat except that cultivating devotion to transcendental taste for narration of Supreme Personality of Godhead pastime. So everybody is struggling. Either you are president or you are an ant. So now the two ways there. Either Krishna is giving that you have to surrender to me. Sarva dharman parityadam mam ekam saranam vrata. So this is the concluding statement of this Bhagavad Gita, the quintessential message that you have to surrender to me to get out from this prakriti sthani karsati, to get out from the obnoxious material existence. You have to surrender. If you surrender, what will happen? Krishna says, I will get it out from other side of thee. But if you do not surrender, what will happen? We are adamant, I do not care. I do not care to surrender. I am happy. I can struggle for existence. Birth after birth. So for them, they will be perpetually they will be suffering. So Krishna saying that if you are adamant and you do not want to surrender to Krishna, Krishna say, never mind. I have given me a solution. No one is dear to Supreme Personality of Godhead, nor is anyone his enemy or friend. But he gives inspiration to those who have not forgotten him and destroy those who have. So you cannot get out. So Krishna say, either you have to listen. If you do not listen to me, if you do not adopt the principle of going back to Godhead by surrendering me, then you have to struggle. You have to struggle. Also, he told 9.3 that if you do not hear to me, he tells that very nice verse, asadadhana purusha dharmasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartate muttu sansara batmani. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of voice, but return to birth and death in this material world. So those who do not faithful to path of devotional service, Krishna says that to come to me, to get out from this material existence, we have to adopt this my process, what is called devotional service. Manmana bhava madhabhakta madhajaji mam namaskuru. You have to engage in the devotional service. If you do not engage, then you have to go through this material existence. You cannot get out from this obnoxious material existence. Only process to get out, Krishna say that you have to engage in my service, devotional service. This is very important verses, 2 verses. Krishna himself certified that it is a supreme instruction, Parama Bhakya. Mamamansa jiva loka jiva bhutta sanatana mam ivasasi sattam te pratidane priyosmi. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So Krishna is promising that he will get out from this material existence, which is insurmountable. Nobody can pass it. Mamamaya durataya, insurmountable. That therefore we are struggling. We cannot. We try ourselves to be happy. We cannot be happy because it will unsettle the material nature, the concomitant factor, the very nature of material existence to give us problem. Dukhalayam asaswatam. Not only give us miseries, but also it gives us so many other problems like birth, death, disease, old age, and also it is temporary. How long you are going to struggle for existence? How long you can say that, oh, I am in Singapore, I am PR, I am citizen, I have got handsome salary? No, but you cannot maintain your status quo. Your status quo cannot be maintained. That is the thing. So, howsoever sophisticated you say that I am very sophisticated, I am great, person, I am Ambani. But how long? You cannot stop the death. You cannot surpass the death. Janma murtyu jara vyadhi. That is our catch. Therefore, as long as we remain in material existence, then so-called happiness has no meaning. It's temporary. Our happiness is always threatened by this birth, death, disease, old age. That is also stated here, that even after you are successful in terms of material estimations, but you are still subject to birth, death, disease, old age. Material activities are always mixed with 3 kinds of miserable conditions: adhyatmic, adidoivik, adibhautik. Therefore, even if one achieves some success, you are a Tendulkar, you are a Virat Kohli, a very famous person, influential. money-wise, fame-wise. What is the benefit of this success? One is still subject to birth, death, old age, disease, reaction of his spiritual activity. So they know it is subject to fail, subject to destroy. Everything will be gone into oblivion. It's a matter of time. I may say I am the Hitler. Say I am the I am most influential person during his time. Hitler is gone. Where is Hitler? Now Trump is coming. He will be gone. Elon Musk is coming. He will be gone into oblivion. So do not be. No, there's a problem. Prabhupada is writing that verse 7:9:23. I showed you that everybody thinking that he is my hero. He is my icon. I am follower of this icon. But this hero itself is subject to that. So do not choose a hero which is perishable, which is a matter of time, temporary hero for the certain period of time. But we should choose a hero like Krishna, who is eternally hero, so that we can get out from this excruciating, painful material existence, from this prakriti stani karsati. So that is the solution Krishna has given, that one should get out from these things by surrendering to Krishna. Then how to the surrendering process? Surrendering process called bhakti. The devotional service is called bhakti. What is that bhakti means? Bhakti means Shravanam, Kirtanam. See, this is the 9 kind of bhakti has been given. In the beginning, we should start bhakti with this 9 kind of things. 7, 5. 23 will not come. 25 will come, then you go back. So here it is said that there are bhakti is so big. So here it is said that what is bhakti? The process of going. Krishna says, you surrender to me. Sarva dharman prita. What is the process of surrendering? Sarvanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedana. Iti Punsarpita Vishnu Bhakti Chena Navalakshana. Kriyate Bhagavati Adat Tan Manya Adhito Uttama. So here it is saying that Prahlad Maharaj, hearing chanting about transcendental holy name of the Lord, name, form, quality, paraphernalia, pastime, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering respectful worship. There are so many paraphernalia. So that means whole idea to satisfy this Krishna. Satisfy Krishna. So the bhakti starts with yesterday class, start with the chanting process. Very easy. In Kali Yuga, bhakti start with this process. So, etavan lokosmin punsam dharma parasmritaha bhakti yoga bhagavati tan nama grihana divihi. So, bhakti start with chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is the starting point. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. If you chant, what will happen? You chant means you are associating with Lord, because Lord name and Lord is non-different. So, as soon as you chant, you are associating with Lord. You are connecting with God, Lord. The connection is there. Prakritistan, material existence is the forgetfulness of the God. It's not disconnected, but forgetful. Therefore, we are struggling. So, reviving that relationship with the Lord, or remembering the Lord, that is called the chanting process, makes us to again connect back to the Lord, associate with the Lord, remembering the Lord. Whole Bhagavad Gita is purpose of Bhagavad Gita to revive our relationship with Lord. We have forgotten our relationship. And in this material existence, under the illusion of Maya, we are making so many relationships. My child, my home, my wife, my children, my so many, my society, etc. So in the very beginning, Krishna say, Arjuna, you are fool. Asosyan, Anmosanantam, Pragyabhadasya, you are speaking very wrong. You are thinking that my family, what my family? They are all temporary. You are the spirit soul. You have only relationship with me. So therefore, the first thing we should understand this, how to dismantle this attachment, misconception, the attachment with family. These are the very important thing. By process of devotional service, we could know what is right perspective, that who am I, who is God, what is my relationship with God. Just like you are in darkness, when sun comes, then you see the sun, you see yourself, you see everyone. So unless you become God consciousness, Krishna consciousness, one cannot get out from these things. So by chanting process, what will happen? Chanting process, all this material existence will be dismantled. Here it is saying that Krishna namtro hoite hove sansara mochana. Sansara mochana means what is sansara? This prakriti stani karsati. We are grappling in this material existence, undergoing the excruciatingly painful, obnoxious, repeated birth and death. We want to stop this, and you want to get a spiritual body. This body is just like a covering. The sat is a covering. Body is a covering. When body is not working, we are changing it to another body. We have a spiritual body. Spiritual body that we can attain that spiritual body. And that spiritual body is not subject to birth, death, disease, old age. That is called liberation. That is called get out from the material existence. That is called reinstate our constitutional position. That I am the spirit soul. I have got spiritual body. My duty to engage in the service of the Lord. So by chanting is a very important of how to connect back. Whole Bhagavad Gita called yoga system. Yoga means connecting back. So Krishna is speaking so many yoga system so that supposing you are working, so you cannot become bhakti, somehow you have to connect back. So Krishna telling karma, you have fruitive activities, you work and offer your result to Krishna. In this way we can connect back. Predominantly by your fruitive activity, fruits of the fruitive activity. When you become little advanced jnana, by your knowledge, you connect back. By your meditation, dhyana yoga. Finally, everything is to culminate to the point of bhakti yoga. To come and engage in the service of Krishna. Because everybody is, all our action is to satisfy our sense. I am going to office to get salary. For what? I am doing any activity, how it is satisfying my sense. Everything centered on my sense. See, there's a difference between our house and the temple. Temple is Krishna-centric. Krishna senses. Krishna is the predominant. Krishna is center. Krishna is protagonist. But in house, my wife is protagonist. My children is protagonist. Depends on when you are, fighting with wife, my children is, depends on the mood there, everybody is protagonist. So whole idea to make it Krishna-centric, that is whole teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. So we'll stop here because we are going to have this Kirtan. So if you have any issue, anything, we have to, we can, any question, we can take this question after this level 5. So Ganthara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande, Jai Srila Prabhupada.